One of the most harmful misconceptions about mental health is the belief that it only affects adults, that somehow you have to reach a certain age, go through enough life, or carry enough responsibility before your struggles are considered real. But the truth is, mental health doesn't wait for adulthood. It doesn't follow rules, timelines, or expectations. It exists wherever there is a human mind, and that includes children and teenagers. Every day, young people are fighting battles that many don't see. Anxiety that keeps them up at night, depression that drains their energy and motivation, trauma they don't yet have the words to explain, pressure from school, family expectations, friendships, and social media that builds quietly until it becomes overwhelming. And while all of this is happening, they're often told the same thing: you're too young to feel this way. But they're not. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the National Institute of mental health struggles often begin early in life. Research shows that 1 in 5 children and adolescents experience a mental health disorder each year, and about 50% of all lifetime mental illnesses begin by age 14, with 75% developing by age 24. Even more concerning, suicide has become one of the leading causes of death among individuals ages 10 to 24. These numbers are not distant statistics. They reflect real people, real lives, and real struggles happening every day. But this goes deeper than numbers. Young people today are growing up in a world that constantly demands more from them while giving them less room to process it. They are expected to succeed academically, build a future, maintain friendships, manage expectations, and figure out who they are, all at the same time. They are surrounded by constant comparison, unrealistic standards, and a pressure to present a version of themselves that looks okay, even when they are not. Social media amplifies everything. It creates a space where comparison is constant and self-worth can become tied to validation, attention, and approval. One comment can stick. One mistake can feel permanent. And for someone still developing emotionally, those moments can carry a weight that is difficult to explain but impossible to ignore. At the same time, many young people are dealing with real and often heavy situations behind the scenes: family conflict, financial instability, broken relationships, bullying, loss, or trauma. Some are navigating environments where they don't feel safe, understood, or supported. Others are carrying responsibilities far beyond what their age would suggest. And because they are still learning how to process emotions, they often don't have the words or tools to explain what they're feeling. They just know something doesn't feel right. And when they try to express that, too often they are met with dismissal. You're overreacting. It's just a phase. You don't know what real stress is. Those words may seem small, but their impact is not. Because over time, those responses teach young people something dangerous: that their feelings are not valid, that their struggles are not important, and that opening up will not lead to support. It leads to silence. That silence builds. It turns into self-doubt. It turns into emotional suppression. It turns into isolation. And eventually, it turns into a pattern that follows them into adulthood, where asking for help feels uncomfortable, expressing emotions feels unsafe, and struggling becomes something they feel they have to hide. Mental health struggles in young people don't always look obvious. That's why it's so important to understand what to look for. Warning signs can include sudden or noticeable changes in behavior, withdrawing from friends or activities they once enjoyed, a drop in school performance, increased irritability or anger, constant fatigue, or changes in sleep and appetite. It can also show up as loss of motivation, lack of interest in the future, isolation, or masking pain with humor. Some may become quieter than usual, while others may act out more. Sometimes it's not about what they say, it's about what they stop saying, what they stop doing, and how they slowly disconnect. These are not just phases. They are signals. And when those signals are ignored or misunderstood, the message becomes clear: no one is paying attention. And that's how people learn to hide. But recognizing the signs is only part of the solution. Knowing how to respond is what truly makes the difference. Helping doesn't always mean having the perfect words or immediate solutions. Sometimes it starts with something much simpler: being present, listening without interrupting, taking what they say seriously, even if it seems small, creating a space where they feel safe enough to be honest without fear of judgment or dismissal. It means asking questions instead of assuming, being patient instead of pushing, offering support instead of criticism, encouraging healthy ways to cope, whether that's talking, writing, creative expression, or simply taking a break from overwhelming situations. And when needed, it means recognizing that additional help is not a failure. It's a step toward protecting them. Reaching out to counselors, therapists, or trusted professionals can make a lasting difference, especially when struggles are caught early. Because early support doesn't just help in the moment, it can change the direction of someone's life. To the young ones who are listening, what you're feeling is real. You don't need to reach a certain age for your pain to matter. You don't need to prove how bad it is for it to count. If you feel overwhelmed, anxious, numb, or lost, that is valid. You are not weak for struggling. You are not dramatic for feeling deeply. You are not broken. You are human. Even if people around you don't understand right now, that does not make your experience any less real. Keep speaking, even if it's hard. Keep reaching, even if it feels like no one is listening yet. There are people who will hear you, who will take you seriously, and who will care in the way you deserve. You are not alone, even when it feels like you are. And even in the moments where everything feels overwhelming or like it's too much to carry, remind yourself that what you're going through right now does not define your entire future. Feelings can change, situations can improve, and support can be found, even if it takes time. You deserve that time, and you deserve that chance. To the protectors, the parents, guardians, teachers, friends, and anyone who has the chance to be there, what you do matters more than you realize. The way you respond in small moments can shape whether someone continues to open up or shuts down completely. When a young person comes to you, even in a small way, they are taking a risk. How you respond can either build trust or break it. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to fix everything. But you do have to listen. Pay attention to the changes, the silence, the things that feel off. Ask questions with care. Be consistent in your support. Show them through your actions, not just your words, that they are safe coming to you. Because sometimes, being heard is the first step toward healing. And sometimes, it's the difference between someone continuing to suffer in silence or finally feeling like they don't have to anymore. Mental health is not an adult issue. It is a human issue. And until we fully recognize that it affects people at every stage of life, we will continue to overlook those who need support the most. So I am going to leave you with this. If we continue to tell young people they are too young to struggle, we are not protecting them. We are teaching them to suffer quietly. But if we choose to listen, to take them seriously, and to show up when it matters, we have the power to change not just how they cope today, but who they become tomorrow. And that choice, whether to dismiss or to understand, happens in everyday moments. It's in the tone we use, the patience we show, and the willingness to pause and truly hear someone out. Changing the way we respond today can prevent years of silent struggle tomorrow, and that impact is far greater than most people realize. Just because someone is young doesn't mean their pain is small. Sometimes it just means they're carrying it quietly. Thank you for listening. Till next time.